Hello, welcome to the Pear Tree Podcast. Sandi, welcome to Re Albi.
Hiya, welcome. Thanks for having me. I didn't mean to say welcome there.
No, that's all right. You were welcoming our viewers and our listeners.
Yes, hello everyone.
Nice. How's it going then?
Yeah, good.
Good.
It's been nice to see some sun. My island's been miserable, rain.
I've had a lot of rain this week. I've never seen the villagers give me like a warning. And yesterday, Poppy was like, oh, it can't be very good for your health to be out in the rain for very long. And Apple was like, be very careful. It's raining very much. It's raining so much. I've never seen that before.
No, I've not noticed that. But then I was ignoring my villagers most of this week, to be honest. Too busy trying to do work. No, just like running past them while I was trying to like empty my pockets. My pockets have been so full this week because my storage is full, so I've been like transferring stuff. It's not as easy to move full gardens without having a full pocket, and yeah, my island's just a mess. So the villagers have been getting neglected as well.
Oh, poor guys. How's your second character's storage? Is that full as well?
No, I think that's still got another like 500 spaces I can use.
Oh, okay.
But
That's good.
I've also not maxed them out, so I could pay off another loan and then I could have that up to the 240 or 250, the max that we've got on my main character. So I've still got quite a bit. It's just annoying having to open up different characters.
It is, yeah.
Although, because sometimes I'll just do it when they've got a letter, and that wee thing is quite annoying sometimes.
Well, I have all their mailboxes in their pockets. And that's been like a life-changing tip.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's a shame because the mailboxes are really cute. But if you just, when you're playing with the other character, I just pop their mailbox down, collect all the mail, and then pick it back up again so it's in their pocket. And you don't have to worry about the beeping.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm going to have to do that. Especially, I don't know, can you pick up the one at the campsite, like when you're still in a tent? I don't think I've tried that yet.
I'm not sure about that.
Because I've still got the tent up there, and obviously a mailbox up at the tent just seems weird because it's supposed to be like a camping site.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to decorate that tent soon. I think I don't know if it was you or someone had shared on the Discord all these amazing tent designs.
They're amazing.
They're just so good. So that kind of inspired me. I've just not had the time like to do it, but I'm going to do that. Have like a nice tent up there because I'm going to still keep it like a campsite, like a glamping thing. Because I just thought they were really nice.
They are really good. I think we followed that account on our Pear Tree Podcast Instagram, and now every time I see them, I'm like, I want to do that one. I want to do that one. They had like some exhibitions from the museum, and they're really cool.
Yeah.
I don't think you can pick up the mailbox for the tent thinking about it, because I think you have to upgrade the house before you can pick it up as well.
Oh yeah, because then you can customise them and think, oh well.
Yeah,
you know
I think there's a certain stage. I've managed to do it with Isabel's house, and she's got 4 rooms, so she doesn't have a basement or an attic, but I have picked up her mailbox. You might need to upgrade a couple of rooms before you can do it.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks, but it's only a small thing. But I'm definitely going to decorate the campsite, the tent. And speaking of decorating, I was here the other day and you had done so much to the island, and then I came back again and you'd done so much more.
Yeah.
In such a small time. It's put me to shame.
Yeah, so we're in a temporary pear tree home today. We should probably say, actually, because we have lots of people listening to us on Spotify and Apple podcasts. So we do an audio-only version of this podcast. But we also when we record them, we get together we take in turns. So today we're on my island, and we film it and do a video podcast as well. And in the video one, we like drop in lots of cute little photos of the villagers and videos of what we've been doing and things like that. So if you're listening and not watching, we normally have like a little set under a pear tree with some tables and chairs and some nice hot cups of tea. And today we've moved our set. Well, this is just a temporary set, really. This is just kind of stuck in a big empty bit of space with some trees around. Because I have basically flattened half of my island in the last 2 weeks. So the old pear tree set's gone. All of the like trees and forest and stuff at the back of the island is gone. The library's moved. The arcade's moved. Every building on the island's moved, I think.
Yeah, I had to actually look at the map when I came here because I couldn't believe it. I was like, where's all these buildings? Like, all your buildings are moved and there's got this big empty...
Yeah.
like, totally empty half of the island, which is exciting because they've got so much space to play about with.
Well, the reason was, when we started talking about the moving the residents and things, I really loved the idea of having that neighbourhood. So I moved all the houses over there. And then I kind of was like, half this island is empty now that all of the houses have moved, and it's really weird. So I was kind of wondering what to do with that space. And what I did is I printed out a couple of copies of my map and just started kind of drawing on it and trying to figure out what I wanted. And I thought it would be nice actually to move all of the kind of town sort of stuff, the shops and the buildings, over near the residents and give that a kind of village feel. And then use the other half of the island for experimenting, maybe making something a bit more wild, or who knows. Haven't really decided that part yet.
I'm excited to see it. Because you've done so much already. Considering I had all these big plans and don't think I've moved it any forward with them, and you've totally redone your island.
Well, you definitely inspired me to get going, and I've just had like decorating frenzy and haven't really been able to stop.
No, that's good. You're enjoying it. I've just kind of hit a wall, not a wall, but it's just moving the houses because of the space they take. You can plan it out, but still I can't visualise it until I see it, until they're in place. Because I've not got to the decorating their gardens again. It's kind of just not exciting now because I love doing their gardens.
That's the bit I don't like as much. So there's still a few things on the island where it's been moved and put in place, but actually the finishing touches are kind of eluding me. Maybe we can help each other out.
Yeah, definitely.
Visit and give tips. But it is a bit of a struggle when you're trying to move a bridge, for example. There's a couple of bridges that are in sort of the right place, but they're the wrong style, or they're like too wide, or they're a kind of 1 or 2 blocks too far north or south. And it's a long-term kind of having to delete the bridge one day, wait till the next day, go to the space, make some space for the new one, build the new one, pay the loan. I'm finding that a bit annoying. So I have done a bit of time travelling.
So yeah, I just had that situation there. I had put a bridge down. I put the wooden bridge, just the one that goes straight across, and it didn't look as nice. And I had to change it, and that was quite annoying because that was kind of stopping other works going on.
Yeah, but at least you get to have the ceremonies and get all the villagers out, and that is really cute.
I've not had any since the last one we spoke about the other week. I've had quite a few villager changes this week. I'm saying quite a few too. So I'm just waiting till I've got a full house to do a ceremony.
We were talking about Colton last week, and I found it really nice looking back through my really old photos. And then when I found the photo of him at one of the celebrations, it kind of was nice to remember that setup of villagers and who was here at the same time. Oh
yeah, I hate doing that. When I'm looking for, if we're doing it for a podcast, obviously, and I'm looking for old pictures, if I spoke about something, and I just spend so much time looking at all my pictures, reminiscing, and I just feel so bad that I've let so many animals go. And I know I've got my photo mission on, but I just felt so bad because I really enjoyed having them as well.
I know.
But it's been really nice, and I forgot how many villagers I really liked as well. I was thinking that it was just quite easy for me to just let villagers go, but it hasn't been at all.
Yeah, it's easy to get attached, isn't it? We did have the idea at one point to record just a tiny little podcast about each of the villages that we have. Just a couple of minutes long, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we only got as far as doing Poppy, which is quite good timing because Poppy's just walked into the onto the set here.
She's milling about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poppy deserves her own one though. She's just the cutest.
I think they all do, really. I reckon everybody's villager is somebody's favourite.
Oh, definitely. One of my changes this week was Gonzo, so Gonzo asked to leave, and I couldn't find him a home on my usual places. Like I would do a couple of Discords and Nuka's on. So I went and joined a couple of Facebook pages, and I found somebody, there was actually quite a few, that love Barold.
Oh, cool.
Which I was so I know we're not just the only people out there that like Barold, so I feel like I might actually be able to get him a home at some point if he asks to leave, which would be nice if one of our friends don't take him.
But who was the other person that moved off this week?
Oh, right. So I think it was just after last week, we recorded last week, I had a campsite villager, a visitor, and it was Stitches. I think I've been so lucky with my campsite visitors.
He's cool.
Stitches is like a good find. That's like a 100 nook mile find, I think.
Yeah, he's got a cult following.
Yeah, so he had, he's obviously a lazy, so he chose Benji. I think that was his first, and I think he was the only one I could actually let go because I didn't have all, apart from him and Gonzo, didn't have all their pictures, anyone else's pictures. So, and it was just a perfect because Benji's obviously a lazy as well.
Yeah.
So they just done a good swap. And it didn't take me long to get him either, so that was quite good. And then Gonzo asked to leave a couple of days later. And I've got his photo. So, and his is the only house that's like set up, and then I've had to destroy it again. But
oh, you did all that great decoration for his house and garden.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure about his placement anyway, so I think I was going to move him, so it's just saved me doing that. So I was going to let somebody fill in for the void, but I was looking for a sisterly or another cranky because they're the two personalities I don't have at the minute. So I went island hopping last night, which was quite fun.
Cool. How many islands did you last?
I only got 5.
5. Who did you see?
Oh, well, it was weird because the first 2 were Peppies, and I didn't want another Peppy. I've already got Tabby, who's my like permanent Peppy, and then I've got Audie at the minute, so I didn't really want another Peppy.
Yeah.
So I met Sherry, or Cherry. I'll just say Sherry because Cherry's like Sherry. So she's so cute as well, and I think we were at her party. Were we at her party recently? Or she was at, I think I met her recently at someone's. So she's really nice, but I was like, no, I'm here for a sisterly or a cranky. Sure. I can keep going. And then the next one was Bubbles. And I seen it, and I've not met a Bubbles before, and I was like, oh, I'm going to take her. But then I looked up, and she's a Peppy as well. Because after the Bob incident, I've been definitely checking the personalities. Although I wasn't disappointed with Bob at all, and I think I'm going to bring him back one day.
Bob is cool. Who's Bubbles then? Lazy.
So she's a hippo, and she's just really cool. I don't think I've met her. So I think all the hippos are cool looking. I don't know, not everybody, and maybe not you, like the bigger carrot animals, but no, I love the hippos. They're really good. So the next one was actually Hornsby, who's another hippo.
Yeah.
But he's a lazy. And I loved his catchphrase. I think his was like snozzle. I don't know what that means, but aye, snozzle. And Bubbles was actually hipster, although I don't like the term hipster, but it's obviously, she's a hipster. It's quite cool. And then I met Diva, and I'm not sad about it. I didn't feel bad at all about leaving her.
Diva's the little frog?
Yeah.
Snooty?
She's a snooty. Well, I didn't even search for her because I just no, I don't want her. And I think because she's called Diva, I kind of thought she was a snooty, and I'm sure I had her on New Leaf. Or I think it was actually Wild World I had her. But yeah, it's just the makeup. They just look weird.
So drum roll, who did you take?
Oh yeah. So the fifth one was actually Plucky. She's a chicken hen. I don't know if you met her.
She's a sisterly then, I guess.
She's a sisterly, yeah. I settled on a sisterly. I was going to...
Excellent.
Obviously, her name's Plucky, so you kind of knew she was a sisterly, but I did check it. And her catchphrase is Chicky Poo, which I think's funny, so I probably would have just took it on that alone.
That's good. Cool, I've met her, but I don't know her very well.
No, because I thought she was going to be a snooty because she just looked, I don't know if it's a dress, but she just looks like a grandma. I don't know why, but that's just my first impression of her was she was an older, they've not got ages, but you can, the Crankies are older, obviously. Sure, the sisterlies are they're like a big sister.
Yeah.
Or your favourite auntie who's cool.
Yeah.
But not that old. Aye.
Yeah, I've had lots of nice sort of concerning and encouraging messages from my big sisters this week. It's a cool personality. I really like it. I don't think I'll be able to keep all three of mine for very much longer, though. So if you're after another one, then maybe Cherry or Phoebe might be looking for a new home in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I would take either or. Because I've thought I did have Cherry. She was one of my originals.
Yeah.
But I never got her photo because I was a noob at the time and I didn't know about the photos. But
I got a photo this week.
Who did you get? Oh, you've been quite lucky.
Yeah. I knew Apple for a while before, though. Met some, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So this theory might still stand.
It could do, yeah.
Except for Barrel's just ruining it.
Apple has been in everyone's face all week. It's been really funny. Every time I've seen somebody chatting, it's always been with Apple. She's just into chatting to everybody. She gave me her photos. That was nice. She said, "Here's Apple's photos. I hear you love those." I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
No.
I've had that when they've gave you the full body tights or the jockey helmet, but I've never heard that when they've given you a photo.
Here's a baby romper. I hear you love those. No.
I love photos, so.
What else? She was chatting to Lolly about the upcoming trends for the summer. She was trying to give Cherry advice on being popular. That didn't go down too well. She was doing the thing with Megan where they were trying to do small talk together and failing. And then there was some argument that she had with Cherry, and I was just getting on with my decorating, and just out of the corner of my eye I just saw Apple having a little temper tantrum and steam coming out of her head. I think she was upset that Cherry had said you can't learn to be a pop star, you have to be born with it or something. But she didn't stay mad for very long, so that was nice. Hey, she also got me some presents this week, which were really strange. She gave me a couple of the seasonal gifts that are not in season. She gave me a ring con. Well, I don't know, that's not a seasonal thing, is it? But that was a special...
Yeah.
A special order from Nook Shopping, I think.
Yeah, because that's on your... the app on the special items.
And she gave me some carnations as well, which obviously are not in season anymore. And then Biscuit gave me he said, I bought an extra pie, and I want you to have it. So I thought it was really weird that they were all giving me stuff that was not currently in season, but I had given Biscuit a pie for his birthday, I think it was, or as a gift at some point before. And some of our friends had said that they can re-gift the stuff that you give them. So maybe Apple had carnations and a rincon from when she lived at Rosefield.
Oh, Mary. Yeah, Rosefield, yeah.
But it's weird that they can give you those things. I mean, it's kind of cool that they can give you them if it's just random. And it's also kind of weird that they're like giving them, re-gifting these things, especially if they're like lying about it as well, like Biscuit saying that he bought, he's like, I bought too many by accident, so you have one and I'll have one. But if he's just re-gifting my one that I gave him, then that's just a total lie. I don't condone that, Biscuit.
That's funny.
Have you had that before?
I've not had any items like that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just stuff that they already own then, or...
Yeah, well, I'll wait, because I think you gave a couple of them plushies, didn't you? I've obviously got your Barold and Coco. So I think that's the only items that I could think of that plushies aren't really... They are orderable, but they were like a seasonal thing. It was an update for that, so... And you can still order them, so I don't know. But that's the only things I can think that you've gave them.
Yeah. I gave some of them Mum's plushies as well, but I don't think I gave one to Barold or Coco. I think I gave them the little yapping ones.
Yeah. That's interesting. So it means like you've got that stuff out of season as well, which is quite good. Because you might not, that's for some people that might have missed that.
Yeah.
Or like if they're new to the game and they've got a villager from someone, they might be getting these items from them if they've been gifted. Although a lot of people don't want gifted animals.
That's true. I don't mind if they're gifted as long as they've been gifted, like
not
sympathetically gifted, so that they look nice in the things that they've been given and they look nice in their house. You know what I mean? I think I'm a little bit more fussy than most as well. Yeah.
Because look how much you loved Willow, but you still wouldn't take mine because of her choice in clothes or the gifts she's been given.
I am loving Willow though. She's so great. Every time I see her, I just break into a smile. She's amazing. She's been like giving me friendly advice as well this week, saying things like, everybody loves a nice, warm, friendly greeting in the morning. She said this cool thing like, right neighbours are so important, but if you can't get the right neighbours, then just get a really good fence.
Good advice.
It's good advice. She did come up to me and say, your denim overalls are fab, Luke, but don't you think they're a tad low-key for you? So you cheeky sheep. And then she was like, here, have some, I don't know, house slippers to sort your outfit out. Well, yeah, that'll help.
Maybe she was trying to comment on the lack of shoes rather than your outfit choice.
Maybe.
But she was just trying to do it a bit more subtle. Although snooties aren't really subtle, so...
No.
Actually, I forgot to mention, I had a campsite visitor just after last week's, and I haven't travelled. Like, I haven't been skipping days. I have been skipping days, but I haven't travelled more than a week ahead, just the same time frame. And I had another campsite visitor this week. But I had actually no one. I had no one that I could swap them with, so I didn't even play a game. But I had Pashmina, the little goat, and I was quite gutted about that.
Yeah, she's nice.
And she has like a really cool house, but it's really, I'm sure it's red. It's like really like in your face, but I like houses that have got like a clear theme. Yeah, it's really, I like it. Yeah, I've met her in, like last year, like at the start, one of her friends had her. But no, I was quite gutted because I had no one, and I went and gifted everyone, hoping like to get like a last minute photo, but it didn't happen.
Maybe she'll come back.
Yeah, and it was after the sisterly as well, so that kind of...
Yeah.
was annoying. And it was the same day Gonzo was in he wasn't, I think he was in boxes, or he had just asked to leave, so I couldn't even like open his plot because I would have lost, like I couldn't time travel because I'd have lost her obviously. Because I think he would have had to have left and the plot open before she chose, because I think I've had that before. They've just chosen the spot that was free rather than having to go through all the, oh, there's no space here. Can I just ask someone to move?
Maybe she'll come back one day. I've definitely had repeat visitors in the campsite. I'm sure I've had Boots more than once. And a couple of the lions as well.
You threw them twice.
Yeah.
A shame.
Yeah. I think the second time I didn't. I just like walked straight out without even talking to him.
Do the campsite visitors do the same? Like the wee curiosity reaction when she'll walk out without speaking to them?
Yeah, I think they do. I'm so cruel.
That is bad. I've been doing that so much this time because I keep moaning about my drift, but I need to do something about it. But like I walk into a house and if I don't press anything, I'll just like walk straight back out. And I feel so bad doing that. I hate when I do that wee thing. I feel like, oh my goodness.
It's sad, isn't it?
So I always run back in and just like stay there for a couple of minutes, just constantly speaking to them. Not that it's making a difference, I know, but it makes me feel better. Have I spoke about Stitch's house? No.
What? How?
That's so cute.
How are you finding Stitch's house? You don't normally like that style.
I know. Well, they've only got one colour block bit of paper, bit of furniture. The rest of it's just like the wooden. I don't know what's it. Plain wooden furniture. I'm not sure what it's called. And it's not big bright colours. More like light. I can't say more pastel-y colours. Like I've never seen the flooring before. Although I had to like trawl through my catalogue, and I have catalogued it at some point. But I just really liked it. And they've got all these mums items. So they've got the tissues, the little stationery, the plushies, the cushions.
He has a plushie, doesn't he?
Yep. I like it. And the embroidery on the wall, I really like it. For him, like it's just, I know, it's just because he's like a wee teddy. I do find it weird that he's got a teddy bear. Because he looks like a teddy bear. And he's got like a little patchwork teddy bear sitting there as well. So I've been kind of stalking him.
I thought his house just looked like Bob's.
No.
But you didn't like Bob's house at all, did you?
No, I'm sure he had. Did he not have the colour block?
Yeah, does Stitches not have that?
Yeah. No, he doesn't have that.
He's got all the toy boxes and stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's still got all the toy boxes. I think it's because he looks like in like a toy himself that I feel that just looks better for him. Maybe that's why I like it better. But he's not got all the colour block that Bob had. He's only got like a stool, and it's a yellow one, and he's got his mum's stationery block on it, and it just doesn't look out of place.
Oh, I can't wait to come visit.
I quite like it. But although this is me, like, you know, Barold says like really disgusting stuff sometimes. You're like, oh, Barold. But Stitches was talking about chocolate. He was asking me what kind of chocolate I like, and he was saying, oh, he even likes like melted chocolate that's been in his pocket all day. He calls it finger goop. And see, if Barold had said that to me, I'd have been like, ew, like, but I was like, oh, that's sweet, but not really. But because Stitches can get away with it because he's just so cute.
I see how it is.
No, but Hank, because Barold's got the beard, you think, you're a grown man, like, come on. You don't be doing stuff like that. But Stitches is like, I don't know.
See, I don't think I ever see Barold's beard as a beard.
What do you see it as?
Like, just, you know, like an animal has a different colour kind of muzzle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I look at him think, that's a beard, then I go, that's not, I don't like that. But when I think of it as just bare fur, BEAR, fur, then that's fine.
No. I think, I always see it as a beard, but obviously his house as well, his is like security room.
Yeah.
So he seems like an older.
His house does not make him very endearing. There was a lot of talk this week on the Discord about Barold's belly button. That was a bit of a revelation. He seems to be the only villager in the game that has a belly button. But
that's, yeah. And he's got lips. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know many, apart from some of the ones that got lipstick on. I
like his lips.
So he's maybe got more features than
Barold HD.
Yeah. But I didn't know he had a belly button either.
No.
So I'm taking him to halves and putting on some.
Are you going to undress him
tops.
at halves, are you?
I did say I was going to give him a hula top because it's that time of year. But I don't think I could do that, especially if somebody's going to take him, because that's just a bit too far. I'm not fussy about what they're wearing, but that would just be too much for someone to take, because they would no, I'm getting rid of him.
I agree. Megan and Biscuit both asked to leave this week. So sad. They're not allowed to leave, obviously.
You've not got Megan's picture though, have you?
No, not yet. And I'm really enjoying her too. She's so brilliant. Just has the most amazing facial expressions. And this morning when I was playing, Poppy, Biscuit and Megan were all working out with weights in the plaza. And oh my goodness, their expressions were so good. And I saw one on Megan's face that I hadn't seen on her like any other time. And it was kind of like, you know.
I seen it just before we were going to start recording. That's a great picture. Megan's picture's like, you don't want to mess with her.
No, she looks fierce.
Although Biscuit looks like evil. See, because Biscuit doesn't have his pupils in that picture, he just looks evil. And then Poppy just looks she just looks sad. Poor Poppy. I don't think it's because she can't look mean. I just think whereas Megan, she's like a big bear, like she could, yeah. But Poppy, I don't think you could class her as being mean. She just looks a bit sad.
I very rarely play at night, but I was playing quite late at night this past week, and I went into Megan's house at 11:59, and she was sat on the floor in her pyjamas reading a book. So I copied your picture that you set up last week and just went and sat down in front of her and looked up at her. And it did probably look like she was reading a bedtime story.
Did you go and put on your PJs?
No, I should have, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe she would have gone to bed by then, though, because it was
yeah, possibly,
so late.
Yeah.
I don't know what time they go to bed because I'm never playing that late. But
I've got my PJs on my wand now.
Oh, yeah. I do. I have PJs on my wand, but I didn't have my wand because I've been decorating, so I've been trying to keep maximum pocket space efficiency.
See, that's what I should do, but I can't do it because I feel like there's going to be something happening that I need all my tools at this one point. I don't know. I can't take my tools out my pocket. So I've got like at least 10 spaces always filled. So I don't have that. That's why my pockets are always full.
Hey, guess what? Talking of tools, I got the golden axe recipe this week. Yay.
Oh, nice. How many golden tools have you got now?
3. Watering can, slingshot, axe. How'd you get the fishing rod?
I catch all the fish.
You have to catch all the fish, okay.
I think, well, that's what it was in previous games. I just assumed it was the same.
Yeah, because the shovel is helping Gulliver, isn't it?
Yeah, that's annoying. I had Gulliver this week, but I still haven't done it.
If it was breaking shovels, I would definitely have that.
Oh my goodness, definitely. That would be the best.
And the bug net, I guess, is the same, catching all the bugs, but
yeah,
that's not happening anytime soon. I keep catching things and just things I've got already, so I need to be more studious about it.
Although I don't know if I mentioned this before, see the Nook Miles achievement for having all the golden tools. See if you're gifted one of the golden tools, that counts as towards as...
Does it?
Yeah, it ticks it off. I'm kind of gutted about that, but then I've still got my shovel. I'm not going to take a gold shovel off anyone because that's my last one. Because I was gifted a net and a fishing rod. And then the wee markers get ticked off. But
you still don't learn the DIY recipe, do you? So.
No, I don't learn the DIY, but it means you can tick off that Nook Miles achievement quicker than normal.
Sure.
What it would normally take you, if that's what you want to do. But I've still got quite a few empty spaces still.
Yeah, me too.
Although I know one I've definitely got, because I think I asked one of our friends because they had it, and it was the get stung in it 3 times in a row with a bee, I think it was. Or it was something about getting stung with wasps. Anyway, and the acorn shake some trees. But my art, that's why I was over on your island this week, was because you had read. So I have now completed my art gallery.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about
that. I'd actually bought it. When was it? I can't remember what day it was, but I've come over, bought it, and then I've got it delivered in the next day, and my pockets were full, like my mail was full. My pockets were full, so I've took that out and I've just placed it just on the beach beside my house, just so I wouldn't accidentally put it somewhere and then lose it. And then it sat there for days. I only actually done it last night, I think it was. Donated it to the museum.
Oh, I bet Blathers was very happy.
A big, like, he does say, "Oh, that's us completed it," but we don't do like woohoo, like a wee celebration, like when you complete something. Which I was a bit, I don't know, not disappointed, but I just expected you to have a wee celebration, but it was just like a wee more extended dialogue from Blathers.
You could do your own little celebration. You've got the reactions.
I could go into the art gallery and throw some confetti, some poppers.
I almost didn't check red that day because I finished my art gallery because I was busy doing all the decorating and things like that. I saw him there and thought, whatever, I'll check later, or I won't bother doing that today. But it's a good job I did, wasn't it? Walked in, and there was the wild painting. I was like, oh. And then I had to look it up because obviously one's green and one's white, and the left-hand side one's green and one's white, and I didn't know which one was which for the fake.
Yeah.
I was very happy when I found that for you.
Yeah, and I'm glad to you invited me over to buy it because it kind of gave me a bit more satisfaction in completing it because I done it myself rather than buying it off the Nookazon like I did with my last painting, or like even a friend giving it to me. Although I'd been very grateful, like a friend giving it, it feels a wee bit better when you've went and bought it yourself. So thanks very much. That's very appreciated. And it's just spurred me on to go and get my last bugs and fish. So I'll need to do that soon. So I'm hoping to host something soon. I think we spoke about it in the Discord as well. Just have like a wee competition, like just catch anything.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm up for it.
Even if I'm not completed, I was hoping to have my island completed by now, but it's not. But I've still got plenty of places we can fish and catch bugs, so, and plenty of changes for people to see. I just need to get rid of my house moves. I forgot about Annalise. I feel horrible, but I had all my presents ready to give all my villagers, and I had one extra one. I was like, I don't even know if I forgot someone, and I forgot about Annalisa. I had moved her house behind the museum, and she was in her house, and I've not. I think it's been 2 days I missed her because I just forgot all about her because I was that used to going. I know where all the villagers hang about around their houses or at the plaza or near nooks and things like that. But yeah, she was stuck behind her house, behind the museum. And it's out the way, everyone else. So I'm going to need to move her house. That's the next house I'm going to need to move. I've moved. She's going to take Coco's old garden. I moved Coco's house, which was quite weird because I loved her garden. That was made with love, definitely.
That was cool.
So she's got her own wee bit up the back. And I was going to move Tabby up there as well. But Tabby, I think you were saying about Apple, she needs to be in amongst everyone, because she's a pop star. So I was like, I can't move Tabby up a wee bit at the back. She needs to be in where everything's happening. So she's a bit closer to other houses.
Yeah, good idea. I was a little bit upset at Shari this week when she yelled in my face really loud, "I'm bored." And then she said, "I wish this island had an arcade or something." I was like, wow. I know that she can't go in there and enjoy it, but I spent all that time making an arcade, and then one of the villagers is moaning about not having one.
That's funny. I wonder if she would, or not her specifically, but all the villagers would notice if you had put your arcade furniture outside. Would they recognise it as an arcade?
Like, yeah, they would. They definitely play it. I'm going to do that right now. That's an amazing idea. I don't know why I didn't think about having a couple of cabinets outside, because I've got the kids' playthings out there and a couple of like machines, and I've got the ice cream place. Yeah. Maybe I'll just try and put a few machines out there for them. I just thought it was funny that was the one thing that she asked for.
And you've got literally a whole house dedicated to it as well.
I guess at the start, when I first built the library, it was because Chevre was always saying, I would just love to live in a library. Imagine if your whole house was just full of books. And that was when I first was like, let's build a proper library. I know they can't go in it, but it'll be amazing. And obviously this outside library bit as well.
Yeah, I seen the outside library when I came here. How many bookshelves have you got? How many books did you have to go through? Or did you move them for inside?
Well, the ones outside were very kindly donated by a friend of ours. But there have been a lot of books involved in making the library. There's a lot of bookcases inside. You've put me on the spot. I can't think of the number, but probably 50 or 60 bookcases inside, I would have thought.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Because it's 10 books to a bookcase, isn't it?
5 books and 10 wood?
Or is it 5 books?
Or the other way around? Either way, it's still a lot of books.
It is.
Considering you have to buy them one at a time.
I know, I wish they would add a quantity thing.
Hey, at least you don't have to buy turnips one at a time.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine?
4,000 turnip transactions later. Would you like 1 turnip or 5?
I've not bought turnips. I keep it because obviously I've been time travelling, but I know you can skip a day and they don't rot, but...
I just keep forgetting to check. On Sundays I normally don't play first thing on Sundays. Yeah, I've been forgetting to go and check for Daisy May on Sunday mornings, and then getting to about lunchtime and going, oh no, it's too late now. I will need to buy some after all these house moves and bridge buildings and incline buildings have all finished. I'll need a top up. I was going to mention that it's the solstice. So if you haven't noticed yet, there's a sunflower crown and a sunflower rug in the nook. Special, what's it called? Special gifts? Special items?
Special items? I'm not quite sure. Something like that.
In the Nook shopping app. But they're only here till Monday, so get in quick. It's been the longest day on Monday.
I know, I think I'd just seen someone post about the rugs on some Discord. I was like, because I think they were a 7 hemisphere and they were asking for a rug, and I was like, what? But then I forgot. I think I love the crowns, so I'm going to have to buy a couple of crowns just for spares for villagers or friends, and obviously the rug. I think I bought a rug last year, but I don't think I've used it. No,
me neither. I would definitely use it outdoors. I think it would look really cool as a outdoor
I know, this has been
accessory. But
that was something I wished they did. Like it was last year, I was wishing that they could put rugs outside, because I think there'd be so much to do. But then they gave us 50 design slots, which kind of made up for it. Do you know what? You can make a rug.
Yeah, you can do cool stuff with that. I think it would be quite kind of hard to place a rug outside, because indoors you get to do the thing where you can just pick it up and drag it around, and you can't push or pull it outside. Obviously, it would be tricky. But yeah, grab those if you've missed them. I also am wearing the, what is it? But like a barbecue apron, the Father's Day apron.
Yeah.
Today.
No, thank you, Dad.
Modelling that.
I love them.
Yeah, they're cool. There's a green one in my app today, so I've ordered that for tomorrow. But they're there till the end of the month.
Yeah, I think I've got 4 colours now. Not sure how many colours there is.
No, I don't know. I've only
but
seen...
they're
I
good.
keep forgetting to check, so I've only seen 2. And then the wedding items are here to the end of the month as well. Have you done any Reese and Cyrus weddings this week?
I haven't, but I need to get it done. I'm probably going to do one today because I've got a new theme for this week and our little...
We've got our Discord competition going.
Yeah.
Which is so much more fun than doing the actual in-game wedding thing.
So I love this week because everybody's done a wee bit, had a different take on like a gothic wedding, and it's funny. I love it. So I'm quite excited to try and come up with something as well.
Yeah, it's a really cool theme this week.
But I don't think Reese would have been happy, would she have? What did she say to your
I didn't ask her. I did, so I've been doing like the one that she asks for first, getting that out of the way, and then doing my own after. She didn't like the one that the so-called proper one that I did for her. Yeah.
Oh, she didn't like that one?
No, she gave me a hard time about that. So my next one.
I think you did mention that on the Discord, but I thought she didn't like your new one, like your gothic one, if that's what you meant.
No, she didn't even comment on that. She wouldn't have liked that though, as the scene I set up was her sacrificing
Disturbing.
Cyrus at a mountaintop shrine. I thought it was cool. I liked it.
I loved it.
But it's fun doing that when you've got like more abstract themes to work to.
Yeah, because it's boring. Like, it's so long as well, and they don't... Yeah, it's been fun.
I got gifted a wedding organ from one of the shoots I did this week, though, so I'm happy because they are really cool.
They're so big, though. Like,
yeah, they're a little bit big, yeah.
I love that they're big because people have done so much with it. Like, not as an organ, but they've been using it as, like, a building... like outside of a building, which is quite cool.
Yeah, people are very clever. I was kind of thinking that all my redecorations are quite vanilla, but I don't mind that. I've actually been really enjoying them. I know that last week I said to you, I thought that I might hate it, but actually this week it's been making me really happy seeing the stuff I've done. And like using lots of the proper in-game paths and the more kind of towny items like the street lamps and the park benches and things like that. You know, I haven't used those much before, so that's been actually quite different for me. And I really like the way it looks. So I'm a lot happier with my work this week than last week.
Yeah, I think you just started last week and it was obviously quite... But there was nothing really happening apart from the terraforming, and I think that just takes it out you. Terraforming, especially water.
There's a lot of water on my horizon, which I'm not really looking forward to, but we'll see how I'm feeling about it next week. See if I can keep up this momentum for another week.
Right. I think that's me, Luke. I think I'm going to head off. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming over and catching up. It's always good to hear all the gossip.
And thanks everyone for listening. If you do want to continue chatting to us, we do have our Discord and also on social media, and also Patreon if you would like to support our podcast.
Yeah. We're always up for a chat about Animal Crossing, aren't we?
Definitely. And the more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, have a good week, everybody.
Thanks, Luke. Bye.
Bye.